Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is Zach Erickson from Nintendo Dads, and I've got some news that it is bittersweet news. Heads up, up front there. But it's something that's important and affects all of the you fine listeners and watchers and such of Nintendo Dads. Uh, I will cut straight to the chase, and having done this Nintendo Dad's thing for almost 4 years now. We started this, I want to say, in October or November ish, 2014. And ever since then, I've been the host of the show. And, the kind of thing where I was always very, I had a certain way that I wanted to make sure things were done. And I always, so, anyways, I had the production know how, I guess, to be able to record everything live to hard drive and all that kind of stuff. So I was the person who, I was the host, and what's interesting is I guess to cut to the chase and then I'll come back. I said that already, but I'm doing it for real this time. I am stepping down as the podcast host for the Nintendo Dads podcast. That does not mean that I'm leaving, and I want to make very, very clearly make this point that I am not leaving Nintendo Dads. And I want to give a little bit of justification as to why I'm doing this in a minute, but I want to make that really clear. In fact, what I'm doing is stepping down as the host of the weekly show in order to be able to better accommodate my own personal life, as well as to be able to focus the time that I do have on things that are more flexible time wise, right? That I can kind of do in my own time whenever it happens, as well as, just I think things that are interesting to me as well that allow us to continue to grow and all those kinds of things. So first off, like I said, I am stepping down as host. That does not mean I'm never going to be on the podcast anymore. But if I am on the podcast, what that means is that I will be in a guest role, right? I'm going to be in there and I'll be sort of being a little bit more of just the whatever version of me is not driving the train. I think some people have noticed, that since my life has gotten a little bit crazy, again, I'll talk about that. That when I'm on the show, when I'm not there, either Justin or Marty or Jesse or whoever it is, right? Like they have been the ones to host the show when I'm not there, which has been awesome. The problem with that is that there is no consistency, there is no clear cut identity and rhythm to the show, right? And I think that what that ultimately does is that creates the kind of experience for the listener that is inconsistent. And it is not only inconsistent, but it's less predictable. It is less, and it robs the show of the opportunity to have a very defined voice and a defined rhythm and a defined way of being, right? So that the Nintendo Dads podcast, I think part of what was part of what made us successful for so long, and got us to where we are today was that we were very consistent. We were there every week, and everybody had a role to play, and we got really good at filling those roles. And what has happened recently is because of when we started the show in 2014, I was working at an agency. I was a team leader. I was in the human services industry, working at a community access program. I was a team leader there. I was kind of enjoying life, but it was not what I wanted to do. It wasn't my passion. Since starting that show, I have applied for a counseling psychology program. I was accepted. I spent 2 years at the University of Alberta in the counseling psychology program. I graduated, and now I am a registered provisional psychologist. And so a lot has happened for me personally and professionally over the last 4 years, which I'm really, really excited about. And it's interesting because Nintendo Dads has been there this whole way. And now that I'm working as a psychologist, I am often working 2 or 3 evenings per week. And, having small children at home, young children, I'm already spending 3 evenings a week away from them. And so often what I was finding was that in those evenings, even if kids were in bed by the time we were recording, I hadn't seen my wife all day. I hadn't had any personal time. Like a lot of that stuff was going on. And so at the beginning of the year, I kind of said to the guys, hey guys, I'm going to start taking a little bit of time for myself, have at it while we're gone, that kind of a thing. And it's just kind of been this 6 months of limbo, and I've kind of realized, okay, you know what, like I love this show, I love this community, I love everything you guys are doing for us, as far as supporting us on Patreon, and the community input and the Discord and all of this stuff. And I didn't think it was fair for me to stay where I was, because of some sort of idealized version of who I thought I was within this entire community. And I want this community to be able to figure out and decide who it is and who we are together, um, and find that new normal. And I think that part of that for me was, what this past 6 months has been. And I don't know, maybe nobody's noticed. Who knows, right? But for me, I think that I was trying to figure out and feel that out a little bit. Having said that, and so like I said, I don't know how I got on this train, to getting to this point. I went on a tangent, but I guess that for me is where I'm at, is that I am wanting to find now. I still want to be a part of this community. I still want to be creating things for you guys. And so part of that is that for me now, I have time schedules that like I fit it in where I can, and that is where I'm hoping that I think we're stepping into the role that Justin and I had kind of worked together, and we've had several discussions about this. I am going to be stepping in as the I believe the title was YouTube director. Director of YouTube, I don't know, Grand Poobah of YouTube. There we go. That's the official title. I don't know. But I am going to be basically heading up and kind of helping with some of this YouTube stuff, right? And it's not just YouTube, but I think that I think that for me, creating some cool video content, it allows us, we have a lot of great partnerships now, and connections in the industry that have allowed us to get a lot of game codes and things like that. And we've started seeing, our community creators program, that I think will maybe tighten that up a little bit too. I don't know. We're going to see what's going on there. We've had some great things going on there, and I think there's lots there. And I'm just excited. All of that is exciting to me, and I am super jazzed about the future. And I think that what is exciting for me about it is that it is going to give me personally the flexibility to do it on a time, during times that I'm more flexible or more available, right? Because often what would happen now is that I would go to work at 1 a.m. or I would start work, I work 3 evenings a week, which is a 1 p.m. shift till a 9 p.m. shift. And during the summer, it's not like my day is somehow, at 8 o'clock. It's not like I get to sleep in because I'm working till 9. I've got kids at home who are waking me up and shaking me and let's go for a Pokemon walk and all of this stuff, right? So I would get to work at 1 and then work until 9 for 8 hours doing counseling, which is it's a wonderfully fulfilling job, but it's also very mentally exhausting sometimes. So then I would go from 1 till 9, and then immediately, if it was a night that I was going to be on the show, I would be jumping on Skype, right? And so and then doing that till midnight. And so it made for very long days. Now I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to do videos whenever I have that available free time, right? And so, and as you can see, this is a totally new setup. We just moved, and I've got a cool new setup, and I'm really excited for the future of Nintendo Dad's Video. And you know what? I know that there are a lot of people out there who listen primarily to the podcast, and to you, I will say thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, you guys are amazing. You guys are what made us who we are today. And I am going to do my best. I'm not going to make any guarantees on how often I'm going to be on the podcast, but I am going to try to be on the podcast. In the meantime, if it's me that you were tuning in for, head over to YouTube, subscribe over there, and we can maybe have some cool conversations, check out some cool games, and give us all the cool stuff over there. I guess you'd be watching this video on here, or you may be watching it on Patreon. But yeah, so this is I don't know. I'm really grateful, I guess, just to wrap up here. I've been rambling for 10 minutes now. I had no idea that when Justin reached out to me and invited me on a weird Canadian date to Tim Hortons, which is a real story, by the way. He tweeted me and we wanted to do a podcast together. Back when I was living in Lethbridge, Alberta, and I never expected this community to grow out of that. And I'm so grateful to you guys. I'm so grateful to this community, and I'm so grateful, honestly, to Justin and to Jesse and to Marty and to Gary and to Tim and to all of our patrons. You guys are amazing. I don't know what we would do without you. And honestly, like to everybody, you guys are amazing, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of this with you so far. This sounds like I'm dying. I'm gonna be here moving forward, but I am excited to be a part of this. I'm grateful for all of you, and I hope that you guys will continue to support this. I know that change is hard. I know that maybe people will be upset about this change. I don't know. I don't know why this camera, by the way, is like, whoa. I don't know. Maybe, hey, YouTube hopefully will use its image stabilization to make sure this video doesn't do that. Anyway, thank you to everyone. You guys are amazing, and I look forward to seeing you all on the flip side. And I hope you're having an amazing summer. And yeah, so again, wrapping up here. That felt like a goodbye, didn't it? I gotcha. So the TLDR of all of this, which probably should go at the beginning, but I'm putting it at the end because I don't know. No longer a podcast host of the show. I will be YouTube director. I will be doing YouTube videos. I will be putting some spit shine on the YouTube channel. So go over there or here or wherever you are, subscribe and hit the bell and all that jazz. And most importantly, just keep being awesome. We super appreciate your support. If you have any concerns or distresses or whatever it is, change is hard, like I said, but you guys are amazing, and I'm looking forward to what happens next. So thank you once again, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.